Now, before we get started for the day, we're gonna do a build highlight, but it is not gonna be for a build that I made. This is from one of the lovely chatters dropped by yesterday and was like, "Yo, I made a pretty cool build." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what's going on with that?" And he said that he had his time of need ticking every like 1.6 seconds, and that along with that, he also made Earthquake detonating after like 0.8 seconds. And I was like, okay, so I've heard about like people doing like fire damage, bleed damage. I've heard of people doing like mace strike stuff, all these kind of like cool builds for Warrior, but I had not heard of a fast detonating Earthquake yet. So I was like, okay, this guy is cranking up that reduced skill duration stuff to make Earthquake go off really fast, because that's one of the things that I think Warrior is kind of missing, is like having an attack that you can just press and it kind of goes off, right? Sunder is like a big wind up. A lot of these things are like big wind up attacks, you know? But if Earthquake, you can just kind of click and then it goes like really fast. That's awesome. Now what he's also doing is he's using Pin to like root enemies and using Giga AoE to just make an Earthquake at the whole screen. Let me show you just a little bit of what he's cooking with, and then we'll take a look at some of the other stuff that he's doing. Let me show you. So this is pretty cool. And again, I'm just gonna do an experiment of like doing a build highlight that's not my own, but like, you know, like community builds are pretty neat. But yeah, this one was pretty unique. I don't know if I'm gonna like do it right now, but it definitely looks cool. Like the short cast to Earthquake and repeatedly, frequently ticking time of need gives you some really big AoE and some good recovery. So that's pretty cool. So it looks like he's playing Combat Frenzy, Wind Dancer, Time of Need, Herald of Ash. So Time of Need is going to have the skill duration reducer. Herald of Ash looks like it has cannibalism on it. But yeah, Combat Frenzy and Wind Dancer. I think Wind Dancer is like some kind of like, isn't that like an evasion thing? Let me see. I think Wind Dancer is some kind of evasion. Let me have a look. See if I can find like a spirit gem. So what kind of Wind Dancer stages? Yeah, it's a more evasion rating, and it consumes all stages to achieve Gale Force. What is, and Gale Force is critical hit chance and knockback on enemies. Okay, interesting. All right, that's kind of cool. So, and then he's got Hammer of the Gods for the big burst. Looks like he's consuming armor break effects with that one. Some heft. Let's see. It's kind of cool. But yeah, Time of Need is ticking every 1.43 seconds. That's pretty funny. So his Earthquakes are doing like 300k DPS. It's pretty juicy. Pretty cool. And it will go off frequently, which is cool. Yep, made it in time for the blast, so we're just getting started. Take a look at this guy's pretty funny build. So the initial hit doesn't do too much, right? But that's the jagged ground, and then it blows up pretty soon after, right? So he hits it, it goes off. Pretty cool, hitting the whole dang screen. Looks like VAAL Earthquake, right? But it also makes his hammer hit instantly too, right? Because of the reduced duration. His hammer went off real fast. So it's affecting Time of Need, Earthquake, and Hammer. Look, the hammer's like instant when he lets it rip. Isn't that cool? Max level is 100 in this game. Pretty big AoE. Zip, bang, bang. That's pretty cool. I like his armor look too. All right, so let's take a peek at what he's doing with his talents. So, coming over the top, he needs a little bit of dex. It looks like he's going through just a little bit of the armor. Doesn't come down through the rest of the armor. He comes down through the AoE and armor break, going for more AoE over here. Comes down for extra AoE after stun and damage, and aftershock AoE. Comes up for more damage to immobilize targets and armor and stuff, and then more AoE if you stun an enemy. He's playing Resolute Technique. He goes for every single possible AoE damage and area of effect node. He's going for attack speed and damage here. He's going for AoE up here with more damage. He's going over here for aftershock chance and a little bit more damage. And then it looks like he's also coming down for Giant's Blood down here. But now this is where things get interesting. So he goes up and curls around into the reduced skill duration wheel. And then he goes up and grabs a little bit of crit. And what I'm guessing is AoE right here. It's gonna, my screen's gonna look a little bit weird, but we can have a look. So he curls around in the beginning to get reduced skill effect duration. So you're getting a ton of reduced skill effect duration. And he comes up here for the increased damage and hit chance with crits, strength and intelligence. Grabs a little bit more AoE here. Yep. Okay. And then I think he just shoots all the way up for this final remaining node of reduced skill duration. That's quite a bit of travel. But I mean, he's doing the build and he's committed to it. So you go all the way up here for this little wheel in here that gives you more reduced skill effect duration and CDR. This is the earthquake build this guy showed me yesterday. Now I don't know if he's the original pioneer of this build. Again, I mean, you never know. But he's the first person who I heard talking about it and showing it to me. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, he's just going for a lot of strength and travel nodes to get up here. That's a lot of points to just get reduced skill effect duration. But it has the effect he's looking for, which is very short cooldown on, or very short like time to activate on time of need. And then look at his earthquakes, right? He hits it and it goes off pretty soon after, right? So you can use earthquake as like a hit and go attack, right? It's not like a 4-second or 3-second wind up, right? You hit the ground, boosh, big earthquake, and your hammers drop down really fast too. So he's getting time of need ticks and earthquakes going off quickly and hammer of the gods going off quickly. So that's pretty cool. I think that's really neat. He also, I'll show what it looks like in a map. He also wanted to mention a couple things that he uses in the build as well. But here's what it looks like in a map. So he's got frenzy charges, which I don't know what frenzy charges do on their own. I'll have to look, because endurance charges don't do anything on their own, but frenzy charges might. But yeah, he's just kind of like just walking through the map and earthquaking and rolling around. And he still has like, leap slam and stampede available to him if he wants to. But his HP, I mean, his HP being a little bit low and using evasion, that could just be kind of part of where his build's at right now. But it does blow up like the whole screen. Yeah, so I'm not sure what he's getting, what he's doing with frenzy charges. He didn't seem to be spec'd into them. But that's kind of cool, right? You could get, so if they do nerf the mace, cultist mace AoE, and you still want some screen clearing one-click AoE, then you can just play a reduced cooldown earthquake. And the thing is, you probably don't have to go all the way to the top part of the tree to get the other reduced duration. You could probably just grab the reduced duration that's right next to the warrior side that he did grab and just leave that at that, and then earthquake would still go off after like 1 or 2 seconds probably, right? Maybe. Yeah, he might be consuming charges, but I didn't see that. But maybe you can take a look at some of what he has socketed into his abilities and tell me, because maybe combat frenzy does something with these charges. But I'm not seeing where Earthquake or Hammer of the Gods would be consuming frenzy charges. He does have level 27 skills though. So we didn't go over his gear, but he's definitely got some plus skills in there, huh? Definitely hitting pretty hard. That's pretty cool though, huh? So Hammer of the Gods doesn't seem to have any frenzy charge consumption. Pretty dang cool though. Pretty dang cool. I liked this idea a lot, but he also wanted to mention that he uses Combat Frenzy to gain charges when you pin enemies. So he's pinning enemies by using this belt right here. This guy, the Bushwhack. So physical damage is pinning, and you can make Earthquake pin enemies, but so he's like, pin is just like a root, right? It's just a +7 whip, yeah, maybe. So the skill speed build with time of need because the heals increase massively with plus levels, but the melee skills doesn't increase time of need, so it wasn't too hard to level time of need. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Kind of an interesting little build over, isn't it? Just walking around and slammer jamming on people. I like that idea a lot. What's this one? It's a 1 exalt. Yeah, we'll wait on that one. Kind of cool though. Pretty neat build. I want to see what this little endurance charge, or this little, like, charge thing was that he was looking at. Oh, we can get this guy. His thing. Let's see. So it was probably a, you think it was a support gem? How many? For these I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you go, buddy. Got 5 of them. Yeah, what is that? Does anybody use that gem? Anybody know what that is? Makes all your damage pinning instead of relying on support gem? Yeah, he probably just does that real quick. And then he gets the frenzy charges off of pinning enemies. Let me see if it's a like a support gem. It wasn't one of those. I'm just gonna quickly scroll and see if I can see what it looked like. I can't use it though, so it doesn't matter. All right, so maybe it wasn't one of those. Yeah, it probably wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a spirit gem. It must have been a skill gem. Let's see. Charge. No, it can't be that because that would be a thing. Let's try again. All gems. Profusion. Supported skills 50% chance to grab another charge. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to ask him about that one. Because I didn't see him spec'd for any kind of frenzy charge stuff. And on their own, I don't think frenzy charges do anything. Right. Huh. Whatever. Anyway. There's a support gem in Dex that makes it spend charges. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Then it gives you, like, evasion? Yeah, okay. Maybe that's what he's doing. He's getting evasion with that. The main thing is, though, stacking various reduced duration effects could be pretty dang cool. So you could do these at reduced duration and still get some good value out of that. And that's not even, like, from the build that I'm playing, it's not even that far away, right? You could go up this way to get it, or you could even curl around, like, through this to get it, which would be less efficient, but you would also get the skill speed and stuff, which is cool. That's very neat, though. Very, very neat. I liked that idea a lot, so I wanted to show it off to you guys. My build right now is kind of similar. I'm in the middle of experimenting with some weapon swap stuff, just because I hadn't used it very much. I think it is powerful, but I hadn't used it very much. But today, I just want to do a quick little look at that particular build, because I do think it's interesting, and I think it would probably feel really nice to have a quick detonating earthquake that hits the whole screen. So I might look into that at some point. I wouldn't go the full investment, but I would, because he's not really consuming charges at all, I don't think. He just has them. Who knows? Anyway, I think at some point it might be kind of fun to do an earthquake build like this, where you kind of just bap the ground and the whole screen explodes. I like that. And especially after the, if the cultist mace gets nerfed, and you won't have that, like, mace attack, blow the whole screen up kind of deal, this might feel kind of good. And I think that you can do this with less investment if you just wanted to go for the close reduced duration. That's a really cool build, though. I'm glad that guy shared it with me, and I'm glad to be sharing it with you guys. We got some work to do today. But yeah, if you like, you know, like spam heals, basically ailment immunity, one button screen clear, and then what gives you other options to build your character out as a warrior how you see fit. That's a pretty cool option. Let's keep going. But yeah, I'm glad that guy shared it with me. Appreciate the love, dude.